Okay, good morning, students. Once again, after a long gap, I'm here because as we were doing online classes through WhatsApp, so I felt like some of the chapters, some of the sums that cannot be explained through WhatsApp. So I'm here again with the recording class. So as we were doing sums in the chemistry, so yesterday we did empirical formula, molecular formula, etc. So today I'm here with last section of this portion, that is numericals related to mass of the combining elements. Okay, so as see, I can show you the question out here. A solution of sodium chloride with added to silver nitrate solution yields a precipitate of silver chloride, which is 0.28 gram. Find the mass of the sodium chloride in the solution and also the mass of sodium nitrate formed. Okay, this question we are going to solve because here we require or we are given two different compounds. They combine to form two different products. See, sodium chloride and silver nitrate reacted. The product is silver chloride and sodium chloride, and as well as sodium nitrate. See, that is sodium chloride and silver nitrate, they reacted to form silver chloride and sodium nitrate. Okay, so which we are going to solve. Okay, so that question include these four compounds. That means sodium chloride plus silver nitrate gives sodium nitrate and silver chloride. Okay, our question, okay, before going to the question part, let us see, so I have taken out the relative molecular weight of different compound which we need to do because silver nitrate is not required right now. So, sodium whose atomic weight is 23, chlorine 35.5, so I added these two. Similarly for sodium nitrate also and for silver chloride also I have taken out. Now the question is we are given 0.28 gram of silver chloride. So to produce 0.28 gram of silver chloride, how much sodium chloride is needed? That is the question. Okay, so we simply use unitary method. Let's see. That means 143.5 gram of silver chloride can be produced from, that is 58.5 gram of NaCl. That means 1 gram of HCl can be produced from, that means 58.5 divided by 143.5 gram of NaCl. Now we are given 0.28 gram, isn't it? So 0.28 gram of silver chloride can be produced from 58.5 divided by 143.5 into 0.28 gram of NaCl. Okay, I hope you can understand here. That is, if we calculate, its value will be 0.114 gram. That means to produce 0.28 gram of silver chloride, we need 0.114 gram of NaCl. Okay? Okay, second part of the question says, see, sodium chloride and silver nitrate reacted to form sodium nitrate and silver chloride, isn't it? That means we are given 0.28 gram of silver chloride and we got that 0.114 gram of sodium chloride is required to form 0.28 0.28 gram of silver nitrate. Now the next question is how much silver nitrate form? Connecting question, second part. Okay, let's see. That means 58.5 gram of NaCl forms 85 gram of NaNO3. That means 1 gram of NaCl forms 85 by 58.5 gram of NaNO3. That means now what did we get the answer in the first question? That is 0.114 gram of NaCl forms 85 divided by 58.5 into 0.114 gram of NaNO3. That means if you calculate it, you'll get 0.165 gram. That means, see, in first section we found out to produce 0.28 gram of AgCl, we need 0.114 gram of sodium chloride in the first section. Now in second section what did we do? That means 0.114 gram of sodium chloride can produce how much amount? What amount of sodium nitrate? So we got 0.114 gram of NaCl can produce 0.165 gram of sodium nitrate. Okay. Okay, the next question we have, see here. On heating 12.4 gram of copper to carbonate, only 7 gram of copper to oxide was produced. That means from 12.4 gram of copper to carbonate, 7 gram of copper to oxide is produced. What was the percentage purity in copper carbonate? That means this copper carbonate which is given to us, it is not pure. Because if it would have been pure copper carbonate, then it would obtain more than this much of copper to oxide. Okay, so let's see how to find out the purity. Okay, copper carbonate CuCO3 gives CuO plus CO2, isn't it? Copper carbonate on heating breaks into copper oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, let's find out the weight of this. Copper 64, carbon 12, oxygen 16, 16 into 3, that is 48. That means 64 plus 12 plus 48, total 124. Now let's go for copper oxide. Copper 64, oxygen 16, that is 80. Now you can see if the copper carbonate or copper to carbonate is pure, then from 124 gram of copper carbonate, 80 gram of copper to oxide should be produced. Okay, let's see. 124 gram of CuCO3 gives 80 gram of CuO, right? That means we are given, okay, 1 gram of copper carbonate gives 80 by 124 gram of cupric oxide. Okay, now let me remove it. Now we are given 12.4 gram of copper carbonate gives 80 by 124 into 12.4 gram of cupric oxide or copper to oxide. 10 times, because here is 1 point, so it will directly cut 10 times, right? So 80, 0, 0, that means 8 gram. Now let us understand, if the copper to carbonate is pure, then from 12.4 gram of copper to carbonate, 8 gram of copper to oxide should be produced. But according to our question, copper to oxide is given only 7 gram, isn't it? So let's find out the purity. Purity of copper carbonate. How to get? See, 7 gram of copper carbonate was produced according to question, but actually it should produce 8 gram. So that means if we calculate, it is 87.5%. That means the given copper carbonate is only 87.5% pure. Okay students, I'll end up here for the day. If you have any question or any confusion, you can ask me personally. I'll come up with another video very soon. Thank you.